got to know how to live. You got to know how to live, my fellow. To every breath entering your lungs, every morsel of bread you eat, every gulp of water you drink, every pretty flower you smell, you got to do complete justice. You got to rise early and salute the sun, that warmest source of life. As evening descends on purple mountains, against the splendor of the setting sun, you got to sit and drink with joy. No short moment of your day that is bestowed upon you should you throw into the wastebasket of time without feeling in depth and without living in depth. If the wind is blowing softly, you got to go up to the mountains. Shutting your eyes silently, you got to let your face caressed. Undoing the buttons on your chest, you got to let your heart refreshed. If it's raining drop by drop, you got to walk the streets and get drenched to your bones. You got to enter a smoky cafe, and behind a misty window, you got to sip your tea. If flowers are blooming in all colors, meadows are laden with scents, birds are flying joyfully, the sky is smiling blue, and the sun is warming your heart, you got to fall madly in love. You got to be a child with a child, swing jubilantly in the swing and slide down the slide. Overflowing with joy, you got to sing songs and dance with your extended arms. If it snows at night, you got to rise up and run on immaculate white roads and paths. And you got to make the first footprints, play snowball with children, and you gotta make snowmen. You got to stop to pet and caress the cats that you see on the streets. You got to give alms to beggars, help the needy and helpless, carry their parcels for them, and give up your seat on the bus. Every breath you take, you got to feel, slowly and profoundly, from your first to your last. When you hear your heartbeat, you got to be happy and grateful for having been born and being alive. You got to dig your bread out of the ground, snatch it out of a lion's mouth, and squeeze a stone to a liquid. You got to earn and spend honestly, and not accept anything undeserved. You gotta stand up against injustice too. You gotta know how to live, my fellow. Like a huge plane tree in a village square, you gotta put down roots deep into the earth. But like a tiny butterfly, you also got to know to die when it's time, without leaving a yearning in your heart.